The Mermaid Princess. In the deep sea palace, there lived a mermaid princess. Whenever she sang a song with her beautiful voice, everyone envied her. However, the mermaid princess wanted to go to the outside world. I would like to hear the beautiful sound of birds, the king promised her. When you turn 15 years old, you can go and see the life above the sea. Oh, I can't wait! Finally, it was the Mermaid Princess' 15th birthday. She went up to the sea. The princess saw a great ship, and she saw a handsome prince standing on the ship. The princess fell in love with him at first sight. However, as thunder and lightning struck, the ship sank on its side. The prince lost his consciousness and fell deep into the sea. Oh no! The prince fell into the water. Let me hurry and save him. The princess saved the prince and laid him on the sand. The princess took care of him all night. When the prince opened his eyes, the mermaid princess hid from him. She thought he might get scared by her tail. Just then, a princess from a neighbor land came out to see the sea, and she saw the prince. The princess watched from afar the prince who always came out to the sea at night. The princess was very sad. She wanted to become a human so that she could be with the prince. She asked the witch, "Okay, I will make you into a human, but you must give me your beautiful voice. If the prince marries someone else, you will become a water bubble. You must marry the prince." On the sand, she drank the medicine that the witch had given her. With a big sudden pain, she turned into a human. Just then, the prince who came out to the sea saw the princess. The prince took the princess, who could not speak, to his palace. Although she could not speak, she was happy to be living near the prince. The prince was going to be married to a princess from a neighbor land. "I will be marrying the princess that saved my life. I am the one that saved your life." But her voice could not be heard. At night, the mermaid princess' older sisters came up to the sea. They gave the mermaid princess a knife and said, "If you stab the prince with this knife, you can be a mermaid again. If you don't, you will become a water bubble." On the night of the wedding, the mermaid princess was going to stab the sleeping prince with the knife. But she could not kill the loving prince. "It's best that I just turn into a water bubble." When morning came, the mermaid turned into a water bubble.
The Sun and the Picture of a Lion. Once upon a time, there lived a very timid-minded father in a town. He was always worried that his son might get hurt. The son was brave and loved hunting, but his father prevented his son from hunting every day. One night, the father dreamed of his son being pursued by a lion. After he woke up, he thought, "I should not leave things like this." The father built a strong wooden house for his son because he believed his son would not be in danger if he locked his son in the house. The father brought pictures of animals to his son's room so that the son would not get bored. The father even stuck a picture of a lion on the wooden wall. However, the son felt stuffy about just staying home. One day, the son vented his anger on the picture of a lion.
You bastard! I cannot go outside because of you. Why did you appear in my father's dream and torture me?
The son hit the picture with his fist. Right then, the wooden wall broke down and a thorn got stuck in his hand. The son tried to take it out, but it did not come out easily. Due to the thorn, the wound enlarged and the inflammation worsened. After a few days, the young son died from the wound. The father, who tried to shut his child in, lost his child because of his actions.
The Monkey and the Fisherman. Once upon a time, there lived a monkey in the woods. The monkey climbed up the tree and looked down at the river every day. One day, the monkey saw a fisherman throw a net over the river. He watched how the fisherman caught fish. Sometime after, the fisherman left the net and went to have lunch. Then, the monkey climbed down from the tree and went to the riverside. The monkey was planning to throw the net like the fisherman did. The monkey was confident since he was good at imitating. Yet, the net wound around the monkey when he touched it. Tied up in the net, the monkey fell into the water. The monkey regretted his behavior, but it was too late.
I should have learned how to use the net before touching it. After believing my prowess and showing off, I'm in a bad fix.
The monkey, who did not behave carefully, drowned in the water.
Once upon a time, the animals living on the ground and those flying in the sky fought against each other. However, a bat could not take part on either side because he was timid and had no courage. When the beasts seemed like winning, the bat went to them and said,
I would like to fight with you.
They believed him. Yet the bat began to worry as the birds started to move ahead. So the bat went to them and begged,
I am on your side because I am winged too.
They pleasantly accepted the bat.
Sure, since you have wings, you are on our side.
The fight between the birds and the beasts continued, and the bat went back and forth to the winning side. Then one day, peace was made in the woods. The birds and the beasts learned that the bat went hither-thither between them. All the animals, determined to expel him. Turned away from both sides, the bat started to live in a dark cave.
The Oak and the Reed. Once upon a time there lived a huge oak tree. The oak tree was proud that it was the biggest and strongest in the world.
Despite any hardships, I can survive till the end. There is nothing as powerful as me.
One day, a severe windstorm began. Watching the other trees fall down, one by one, the oak tree was triumphant.
I'll be fine.
However, the oak tree collapsed when the windstorm was blowing. Flowing on the water, the oak tree thought,
"How did I end up like this?"
As it was swept away by the river, the oak tree passed a field of reeds. The reeds were standing there without being broken.
"Oh, Mr. Reed, how did you survive the rainstorm with your fragile body?"
The oak tree envied the reeds. One of the reeds kindly said to the oak tree, flowing down, "Mr. Oak Tree, you showed that you were the strongest in the world, right? The wind brings down anything with an air of importance. We never think highly of ourselves, but lower our heads when we come across a windstorm. If you had lowered your head without being so proud, you would have survived the rainstorm."
Dog and his meat. There lived a homeless dog wandering around. Having starved all day, the dog was very hungry.
"Where can I find something to eat?"
While the dog was passing by a butcher shop, the owner was bargaining with a customer.
"Now's the time."
When the owner took his eyes off the meat, the dog stole a cut of meat and ran away.
"Stop right there!"
Screamed the owner. The dog ran for his life. As he arrived in the deep and quiet woods, the dog heaved a sigh of relief. However, the dog did not put down the piece of meat in his mouth.
"If I put it down, somebody is going to take it away, right?"
The dog was looking around cautiously. While he crossed the bridge over a river, he looked down from the bridge.
"Wait a minute! What is going on?"
There was another dog in the water, holding a piece of meat in his mouth. Moreover, that dog's meat looked a lot bigger than what he had.
"Why, that fellow has a bigger piece of me."
The dog got angry and barked loudly. As he barked, the meat in his mouth fell with a splash into the river. The flowing water carried the meat further and further away. The foolish dog regretted it, but it was too late. Having lost the meat because of his greed, the dog barked all day long on the bridge in vain.
The Lion and the Mouse Who Returned a Favor. A cute baby mouse went on a picnic in the woods. At the same time, a lion was taking a nap in the warm sunlight. The baby mouse was alarmed to see the large lion taking a nap.
Wow! Mr. Lion is bigger than I've heard.
While gazing at the lion, the baby mouse happened to step on the lion's paw. Instantly, the lion opened his eyes and glared at the mouse. "What fool stepped on my foot?" Scared to death, the baby mouse shivered.
Mr. Lion, please forgive me.
Begged the baby mouse. However, the lion was very displeased that the little mouse stepped on his foot.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me. If you spare my life, I will return a favor,
said the mouse. Huh? How can such a little creature like you return my favor? Snorted the lion. The baby mouse mustered all his courage and said once again,
Mr. Lion, you will be in trouble someday, and who knows who can help you.
The lion was impressed by the little mouse's courage and said, Well, 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 since I appreciate your courage, I'll forgive you. I will let you go.
Thank you, Mr. Lion.
The baby mouse hurriedly ran away. One day, the lion was proudly rambling around the forest and got trapped in a hunter's net. I can't believe this. I got caught in a trap that humans set. The lion was very scared because he thought the hunters would come any minute. The lion regretted that he came out to search for food. I should have stayed home. The lion recklessly cried out, Help! Help me! However, other animals could not help the lion because they were afraid that the hunters would come at any moment. Then, the little mouse, who was living outside the forest, came running after hearing the lion cry.
Mr. Lion, what happened?
As you can see, I got caught in a trap that the hunters set. But no one can help me, cried the lion.
Mr. Lion, can I help you?
How can such a small creature like you help me? The baby mouse began nibbling and nibbling. He did his best. Slowly, a few strings of the net broke off. Finally, the lion was able to get out of the net. Thank you, little mouse. How can I repay you?
You forgave me last time,
replied the mouse. The big lion thanked the little baby mouse with all his heart. country mouse. A city mouse and a country mouse were distant relatives. The country mouse wrote a letter to the city mouse.
How are you, my city cousin? Come visit us sometime.
The city mouse, in his best suit, visited the country mouse.
Welcome. Please help yourself before you leave.
The country mouse prepared rice, beans, and dried fruit. The city mouse laughed at the food and said, "Gosh! You invited me over to give me this kind of food? You should come visit me. I will treat you to delicious food." The city mouse bragged about the city, where he was living, to the country mouse.
Thank you for inviting me. I will come over for sure.
Thinking about his trip to the city, the country mouse was too excited to sleep.
At last, I'm going to the city tomorrow.
Delighted, the country mouse came to the city mouse's house.
Anybody home?
"Oh, welcome," greeted the city mouse cheerfully. The city mouse showed the country mouse all over his house. The country mouse was surprised how grand the house was.
The house is really big. Magnificent. I'm so proud that you are my relative.
Don't mention it. The city mouse was pleased. The city mouse led the country mouse to the kitchen. When they climbed up the table, there was a large piece of bread, fruit, and cheese on it. "Well, help yourself. I have food like this every day."
Wow! They look delicious. I envy you.
The country mouse began eating the tasty cheese. It was right then that the kitchen door opened with a bang, and a man came in. The city mouse dragged the country mouse and ran away, helter-skelter. Breathing heavily, after hiding in the mouse hole, the city mouse said, "Oh, that was close." The country mouse was unable to understand the city mouse's behavior. However, on the next day and the following day, the same thing happened. After a few days, the country mouse said to the city mouse,
I should go back to my house in the country. Even if I eat nothing but beans, I can live peacefully. Why don't you come with me to the country? It would be better than living here nervously like this.
The city mouse was so embarrassed that he could not do anything. The country mouse came back home and never went back to the city.